All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Live Wire. I am your host, Jared Moore, and on today's program, we're going to be having Dr. Monte Randall. He is the president of the College of the Muscogee Nation. Thanks for being on today, Dr. Randall.
I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you for having me.
So today we're going to be talking about a pretty huge grant that you guys got from the Mellon Foundation. Is $2.4 million, and I think that's split between the College of the Muscogee Nation and Emory College. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So I guess to start off, what is the grant and what is it for and how's it going to be used? If you could just kind of go through all of that.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. So it's actually the Emory University is the grant recipient from the Mellon Foundation, and so this partnership, this relationship with Emory University and the Muscogee Creek Nation and the College of the Muscogee Nation. It's been developing for the past 2 years, and it actually kind of started with whenever I was over at the Muscogee Creek Nation as the Secretary of Education and Training. So one of the admissions officers for Emory University, Beth Michelle. She is a Native American tribal member. I believe she's a Tohono O'odham tribal member, and she works out at Emory University. And so she had reached out to us way back then in about 2020 as Emory was developing their land acknowledgement, and so they wanted to get a little bit more information on the Muskogee people, and they also wanted to incorporate the Muskogee language. So not just about land acknowledgement, but about learning the history and building a relationship. And so this relationship just continued to be cultivated over the years. And then as I came back over to the College of Muscogee Nation, we continued that relationship and that partnership. And then we came up with this idea on how to further this partnership and solidify it, through this grant proposal to the Mellon Foundation. And we proposed a couple of things. So for us, for the College of the Muscogee Nation, we're working on the Muskogee language revitalization efforts. And so we had proposed a master apprentice style of teaching our Muskogee language certificate program. And so that's what our portion of the grant is going to go towards, developing that master apprentice program. And then Emory has their priorities set for the things that they want to establish through it. So 2.4 million from the Mellon Foundation, and it's basically divided in half, so we get 1.2 million of that.
Wow, that's amazing. So the master and apprentice system that you mentioned, could you kind of outline what's the difference between that and the classes that the college teaches now, just to give people an idea?
Essentially, it's an immersion method. It's an immersion style of teaching the language, and I know we've talked a lot about with our efforts of revitalizing the Muskogee language, and many people, we've talked about getting to the point where we can have an immersion school, and so with immersion, it's about just speaking the target language, so speaking and nothing but Muskogee language in all things. And so in immersion school, we're most likely talking about the K through 12 school system. And I think that's what most people, whenever we refer to that, when we say we want immersion school, that's what we're referring to.
Mm-hmm.
But immersion is a lot of things. It's a method. And so we're taking this master apprentice. And so what we're going to do is we're going to alter the course delivery, the program delivery of this 21 credit hour program, the Muskogee language certificate program. So there are 7 classes. So there are 3 credit hour classes, and there's 21 credits. So there's 7 classes. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna divide those up. So 3 in the fall, 3 in the spring, and then that last one in the summer. And right now our terms are 15 weeks. And so what I'm gonna do is take those 3 classes and just adjust them, just adjust how we teach. So instead, or how we deliver. So typically, you spread it across the 15 weeks, and you may have a class on Monday and Wednesday from 2 to 3:30, or whatever it is, and then you take your class twice a week for an hour and a half, and then that's it, for that week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compress those class periods, and then so one class will be Monday through Thursday, basically 8 to 5. So I'm going to try to immerse those students in the language for those 15 weeks. So Monday through Friday for 15 weeks.
I see.
8 to 5 is going to be their master apprentice environment.
So are these classes going to be something that only college students can take? Is it going to be open to the public, or how's that going to work?
Nope. They're going to need to be college. They're going to need to be College of the Muscogee Nation students.
Okay.
So that's part of the grant. That's part of the what we're going to do. So our portion of this grant is going to allow us to bring on two additional master teachers. And so ideally, I want them to be first language speakers, of the first language Muscogee speakers, or highly proficient or fluent Muscogee language speakers. And then we're going to assist them with curriculum and kind of the administration portion of a class, of a college class, the D2L and syllabus and all those kind of things, assessments. We're going to help them with that. And then so starting this fall 23, we'll have 2 cohorts of this master apprentice. So we're going to have 1 master and 4 apprentices combined. So that's going to be the class.
Okay.
And so the apprentices, the students, they're going to have to go through admissions. They're going to have to, and just regular admissions as they're a College of the Muscogee Nation student seeking the Muscogee Language Certificate Program. And with that, they'll be eligible for College of Muscogee Nation scholarships, the Muskogee Higher Ed scholarships, the American Indian College Fund, federal financial aid, all of that.
Well, and I should mention too, while we're talking about this, if you're watching this and you want to get into this program or you're interested in this, the link to the college's website is in the description of this video. So you can go down there, shoot over there. You can look at the curriculums, the faculty, the staff, and everything on there. So, and I think you guys also start the enrollment process through there too. Is that correct?
That's right. That's
okay.
Right.
Well, yeah. And also I wanted to say, we've had some questions pop up here in the chat, and I wanted to get to them because the person asked him, T.Y. Pearl. He's a viewer that we have, tunes into every live stream. His first thing he says is, He's Che, I wish you were chief. Please consider running again. So that's the first thing he says there. And then he has a question. He says, could we work on also getting some cultural and historical certification classes so there's a way to make sure people who work circles representing us do it correctly? There's a lot of misinformation and misunderstanding of Muskogee out there being peddled. Anybody representing the Muscogee Nation should at least have a level of cultural and historical competency comparable to that of kids participating in a challenge bowl. What is your opinion on that? And is that something we might see at the college level at the College of Muscogee Nation? A certification.
Well, certifications, we offer 4 certifications right now: Muscogee language teaching, gaming, and a tribal leadership. To say that those are easier, for us to create, it is somewhat, and we'll definitely take that into consideration. It does take a little bit of time. It does take a little bit of effort to get these accredited, whether it's a degree program or a certificate, to get it
Right.
accredited through the Higher Learning Commission. So definitely we'll take that into consideration. These certificates are a little bit fast tracked, if you will,
Hmm.
to get them to that point. But definitely, I appreciate that. That's our mission, is to encourage Native values, culture, language, and self determination. So
Yeah,
we're
absolutely.
definitely.
And I fielded a YouTube comment today from an individual who is in Georgia and they're not Native American, but one of the things they were asking me is because we have on our YouTube channel the language classes that the language department of the Creek Nation did via Zoom during the pandemic, right? And so they were
Hmm.
watching that. And the person was asking me, is this appropriate? Is it okay for me to learn a language? I'm not going to offend anybody, et cetera, et cetera. Does the college offer anything for people who maybe they aren't students, college students, but like language classes that just individuals can take, or is there anything like that currently planned or anything like that in relation to this?
Not not necessarily. I mean, we usually we offer some experiences, some programs, for the campus. So you don't necessarily have to be enrolled in that class, but most everything is geared towards the students and the campus. We're open to the public, and we welcome anyone to come on and take part in the activities that we have. But we have a pretty full schedule of maintaining our
Right,
classes
right.
and the activities.
And
Yeah, let
so,
me get.
oh yeah,
Can I
go,
finish?
yeah, go
Let me
for it.
finish one thing. One final thought on that Master Apprentice program,
Yes.
as part of that funding that we received. So part of it, like I said, is to bring on two new full-time faculty members who are going to be uh, potentially elders who are first language speakers, and again, to speak the language. That's a different type of teaching method that we're trying to get to, is trying to get away from teaching it through text, and really immersing somebody in the spoken language. So that's one of the priorities of this Master Apprentice, and that's what some of the funding is going to go to, and then the other portion of the funding, like I said, so 4 students in a cohort, and I'm going to have 2 cohorts going in the fall. So 8 students. So they're going to be regular um, College of Muscogee Nation students. They're going to go through all the admissions and all of that. Now,
Hmm.
what's going to make it more selective is we're going to create a fellowship from that Mellon funding, and we're going to provide each student with an additional $25,000 for that academic year to be a full-time language learner. And this is what we've always been talking about through the nation and through all of this language, the focus groups, the surveys that Chief Hill and the administration has been doing over the. We've been collecting data, and this is what the people have told us, is
Hmm.
that, one, we should pay our first language speakers, we should pay them for their services, and we should also pay language learners to learn this language, and that's essentially what we're going to do. And they talked about wanting an immersion, and this is going to be immersion. We're going to help supplement students, so that way they can devote the time to this language learning. And so um, 8 students, we're going to select them, we're going to create an application, and we'll have that probably early summer. So if anybody's interested, if you have the time and the desire, and you want to come and be an apprentice and just come and learn the language, then that's who we're looking for, people who have that desire, capacity, willingness to not only learn the language. I mean, we want you to do that, but then I'm going to need you to also want to be a teacher. So once this is all like a cycle of things, we need to create speakers, and then we need to turn them into language teachers.
I see.
Yeah.
So that's the plan for the master apprentice.
That's
Is you go through the apprentice program, then you're a master, and then you start your own cohort, right?
Well, maybe not a master. I wouldn't. Eventually, maybe down the road.
Okay.
What I hope to do from this master apprentice program is to increase these apprentices, to increase their language proficiency level significantly over one academic year, and get them to about a good solid mid-range of proficiency, and then bring them into a language teacher prep program. And so we have that at the College of Muscogee Nation, Muscogee Language Teaching Certificate. And it needs some help. I mean, we're going to, and that's what I hope to do, is bring these students in, and let's redesign that, let's gear that up, and let's really focus on creating speakers, moving them into a teacher prep program, and then let's start disseminating more speakers and teachers out to the communities, to the JOM public schools, to wherever they're needed throughout the nation,
Gotcha.
Homes, and then eventually to create that K through 12 immersion school for our children.
I see. So we've had some questions pop up here. I'm going to kind of synthesize them into two questions. The first one is, these are in-person classes only, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then the second one is kind of what you were talking about with the K-12. Is there going to be in this program, is there going to be anything that's like a requirement to get teacher certification or anything like that for any individuals that go through the program so that they can go into the public schools?
Well, there's a couple of parts to that. This will definitely help that person. Ideally, I would like for these all that are going through this cohort to want to become language teachers. So one, yes, I want you to have the desire to learn the language and the willingness and the capacity, but then I also would like for those to want to be teachers as well.
Okay. Well, so we've established the amount of funding and how the program is going to work. Is there anything else on this program that we haven't talked about? Is there going to be like new facilities? Is this going to affect any of the other parts of the college or the degree programs? Or is this going to be a whole separate degree program, or is it going to be part of another program?
So it's actually, the master apprentice will probably just stay with that certificate program.
Okay.
Okay. So what, and the language portion of it, the 21 credit hours that are kind of pulled out of the associate degree. So a person, could, take the certificate program, 21 credit hours, and then say, oh, I want to continue on for an associate's degree. Then they'll have 21 credit hours towards the 60 credit hours for an associate degree. So that's already kind of built in there already.
Okay.
And the same thing with the teaching certificate, the Muskogee Language Teaching Certificate. It's, I think that's a 24 credit hour program. But the same thing, those would all apply towards an associate degree in the Native American Studies at the College of Muscogee Nation. So now there are some plans for development right now. So we're actually working on our third building on the master site plan that's going up right now. That's the exhibit hall, lecture hall. And so that has a STEM classroom and two other additional classrooms. But one of the biggest features is going to be the 450 person seating capacity auditorium. Wow. That's in there. So that's one of the biggest features of it. And we're looking at gearing up for a higher student enrollment. So we're actually looking at building a pre-engineered building on the north end of our campus just to add more classrooms and office space. And then we're looking at a renovation of the student center to increase our dining facility. And then the largest new portion of the expansion will be our fourth building on our master site plan. So that's not even designed yet. That's coming. That'll actually, we've got the funding secured for that, or a good portion of it. But that building will increase our library on campus. And so that fourth building is going to be a Muscogee Memorial Hall, and it's going to be dedicated to the Muscogee language. It's going to be dedicated to moving our Native American studies from an associate degree to a bachelor's degree. And, that's on the 5-year strategic plan for us. And so with that, that's going to bring along that Muscogee language studies, that teacher prep program. And so that right there is going to help us to be able to put certified teachers out into the public schools and, really increase our Muscogee language teaching and learning incredibly.
Awesome. Well, I want to remind the viewers, if you guys got any questions, now's the time to pop it in there because we're getting close to wrap time. Apart from the language program and the stuff we've been talking about with the grant, is there anything like big things coming up for the college in the summer or the fall? Is there going to be any new classes? Is there going to be any new types of events that you guys are going to have?
We actually have an event coming up on, I believe it's 1st of April, I believe April 6th. And we're going to be over at the Claude Cox Omniplex. So we're going to have a culture as prevention, behavioral health kind of awareness program. And so we're going to have Stinjati come in, and he's going to be a guest speaker, and he's going to give a concert later on. So it'll be kind of a mini conference, and have vendors. I think they're bringing in food trucks and have a concert. So that's the next biggest thing that we've got coming up. And then actually one other, we're next week before then, actually, we're taking our basketball team to the AHEC student basketball tournament in Newtown, North Dakota.
Wow.
So
that's
really
big trip.
That's gonna, we're gonna live stream those games. So if you want to see them, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're everywhere right now. So I
should mention for the audience too, the College of Muscogee Nation has a YouTube channel. You can go there and you can subscribe to YouTube. I don't know if you guys are going to stream the games there. Is it going to be Facebook only, or is it going to be on YouTube too?
I'm not sure on that.
You're not the IT guy, right?
Right. Yeah, we'll get it out there though.
All right, so check that out. And with that Stinjati event, is this going to be something where people can just walk in, or are there going to be tickets or anything like that?
It's completely free. It's completely open to the public. It'll be over there where the festival concerts usually take place, and just 3:00, I think registration opens, and come on over. Everybody's welcome.
Yep.
Come enjoy the show.
And that's the Claude Cox Omniplex in Okmulgee, everybody. If you don't know where the Claude Cox Omniplex is, it's Okmulgee, Oklahoma. Because I know we have viewers all over. So.
And we're really wanting to reach out to our alumni. So see them in alumni. Come out, wear your gear. Come over, swing by the the student center, the bookstore, the Raven's Nest bookstore. Pick up some new gear. We've got new logos. We got mascot. We got all kinds of apparel for you.
Absolutely. And it's cool looking stuff too, guys. So you should go check it out. Well, with that being said, we're about close to the wrap time. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you think is important to mention about this grant, or anything else with the college?
With this grant, this is, the Mellon Foundation, believes in in the work that we're doing at the College of the Muscogee Nation. They believe in this revitalization effort, so much that they funded this effort, this amazing effort. This is a model. This is the first time we've ever seen this type of research institution, Emory University, and a tribal college. They're in our homelands, and they've reached out to us. They've partnered with us, and they're working to create an Indigenous Studies minor on their campus. And they've reached out to us, and they want our help to learn the language, to learn about the issues of sovereignty that we teach on our campus, and they want to replicate that on their campus. So this is not just the grant, but this whole relationship. This is huge, and this is going to be a model for other institutions and other tribal colleges and other minority serving institutions across the United States.
Absolutely. And I want to tell you, you're doing a great job. And I also want to mention that that's been a comment that we've received several times in the chat, is that you guys are doing a great job at the college, and keep up the good work. So with that being said, to everybody, I don't have any live wires scheduled in the future. I'm trying to get some stuff scheduled. We're going to have some more videos posted on our YouTube channel, so just keep tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for coming on.
I do appreciate it.